Today I'm going to talk about what triggers or what brings on a Kundalini awakening. Many people, in my opinion, trying to do different practices and they really focus on what everyone else does, which is a very, very good starting point. But there is an additional element to it that is internal and that is going to bring on your Kundalini awakening, and that is connecting to your deepest pain, feeling what you are obsessed about. What is that very thing that is within you? Because that obsession, that weakness, that you see as weakness is actually your internal guidance and is really trying to show you what you are looking for. Because, in my opinion, Kundalini awakening is going to happen to everyone in a very, very individual way because we are all individuals. Our internal experiences are all subjective. And when we look towards others, that's why I share my experiences. It can help us and guide us, but only to, I would say, 50%. And the other 50% is going to be within you. And to be absolutely honest, I never even heard about Kundalini awakening until I had one. And the only way I figured it out that I was looking up my symptoms and this came up and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. That actually matched. And that was the exact same thing. Even about twin flames. That's why I don't really care if it's really a twin flame or not as much, because it just matched what happened to me, and I actually used the instruction that was in one of the videos that triggered my Kundalini awakening, and that was to find the core wound that is in both of us, in me and in my twin flame. And the core pain that is in you, you just have to really let it come up. And for me, this was mine, but maybe it's going to be something different for you, that I always wanted to know the truth. I always wanted to understand what on earth is really going on. And it started just with simple things that, okay, what is behind the system? Because I felt that I didn't want to be controlled. I had enough of control because I came from a very traditional society where females are always secondary citizens and there are just so many rules you have to follow, and I got sick of everything, and got sick of the rules. Got sick of the freaking madness that we all followed. It made no sense, and I'm just like, I want to know what's going on, and I'm going to learn everything, not to be controlled. That's how I started to look into NLP and different psychological things to understand my own blind spots in the nervous system that can make me do things I don't even really want to do. And I really wanted to learn what are the trigger points in people. So for me, it was not to be controlled and knowing the truth behind the monetary system, behind the business system. I even did an MBA, and nearly all of my assignments were about very heavy research. What is happening in the big system? What is happening in our society? And I felt so disgusted of the things I found. And I dig deeper, and I always dig deeper. And this is how it started. And I just got deeper and deeper and deeper. And I got really deep now because it just adds other elements to it. And my other really big obsession is feeling lonely, and I really wanted to have a loving relationship. And I'm more of a free spirited person to follow my heart. So that was really in me, and it really connects again to that thing that I don't want to be controlled. I want to feel free. But these were things that I had to actually go for. And I really built up a lot of courage in me, in a way that, because I was a very, very phobic person, I was afraid of so many things all the time. And I said, I am so fed up of myself. So I listed things that I'm just like, the craziest people would do this bullshit. Who the fuck does it? And I did all of them to prove myself that I can do that. And I went again against myself. And when you keep doing these things, actually you build up an inner strength because you prove yourself that you can do, and after a while it's going to be easier and easier. The fear completely never goes away because that's a very normal sense when you do something very risky. But it's always in me that I do not allow anyone to control me. And this is what I felt even when I started to have my Kundalini awakening. I started to channel that I want to get to the end of it. I don't allow reality to control me. I don't allow myself to be my own roadblock. And even when I was terrified of doing things, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I'm just like, no, I'm going to go deeper and I'm going to channel even more. I don't even care if I freaking boil my own brain, but I prefer dying than not knowing what is happening. And the other thing was, again, that was relationships that I don't know, I just really, I think, look, these are in all of us. It's just like some of us are more connected to certain parts than other, but that was mine, that I just followed my heart, and that's how I ended up in this very life-changing relationship. So, in conclusion, the answer is within you, and your nervous system and reality. They are always communicating with you, they're always trying to show it to you. But maybe you can only sense it as impulses and fears and anger because it's not connected to your conscious yet. And you just feel this push, and sometimes you feel obsession, and you just cannot stop yourself doing from things. So instead of trying to repress these parts of yourself, instead of disconnecting because they are just uncomfortable or maybe stop you from being a productive member of our society, start looking for this and really listen to them. And instead of labeling them as annoying or bad, accept them, and they are going to show you the way. They are helpful because they try to take you to this wholeness. They have this ability to pull you towards that part. It's like what the birds have, that we believe we are so freaking geniuses because we are humans and we can create phones and all of these GPS and cars. But when you look at animals, so many of them are just so much smarter than us because they were able to connect and read the energy lines and the magnetic lines of the planet, and without learning at school, without being graded and called a stupid student at school, they know exactly where to go. They can read these things. We cannot. And these are all internal in them. And these things are also internally, they are in you. You just have to listen very, very patiently, and you have to learn, relearn all of these things that your parents and society made you to forget. You have to start to remember. And your memories will come back only when you allow to feel the pain. Because within that pain, you are always connected to wholeness. And when you are able to integrate that pain, when you are able to accept it and understand it and connect it to other awareness parts, that pain is going to turn into love. Because pain and love are the same. They are all mean connection. But pain refers to this disconnected connection, that you feel that you have to be there, but you are not there. And love is when you actually arrive to your destination. See you in my next video.